Greetings from Vista. Welcome back to the part 2 of episode 1 of Mic'd Vista. But before we proceed further, may I take a moment to thank you for all the love and support you have sent us. In this part, we dive deeper into our conversations with Mary Shantapriya ma'am and discuss how she perceives today's students and what really keeps her going. We have many movies and books about how the school environment can transform a child. That is, pair being the utmost epitome of what it can do. So, realistically, how do you project those expectations? Is it really like magical transformation? Did it happen anywhere in your decades of journey? Have you seen a student really transform?
To be very frank, Tare Zameen Par is very close to myself. So, it's not easy to transform someone. To be very frank, it's very difficult to transform. To transform a person, you actually need to touch their heart. And it's not easy to touch everyone's heart because you have your own personality, which has to sync with the other's personality. Only then that bonding forms. And you cannot change everyone the way you want them to. Other in times you have to change yourself, which is also not easy. It is easier said than done. But definitely I would say that if not all, if a teacher is teaching 120, it's general calculation. Mathematically, every teacher teaches 4 classes, 30 students at an average if you put in, so 120 students. Definitely a teacher can transform 10 kids, minimum I would say that. But it takes a toll for the teacher. It takes an effort to transform a person. For that, it's not your degrees and your certificates would help. It's your passion and love which actually helps you. When there is a passion and love, automatically patience comes in for. And once you have that patience, transformation is not very difficult. That's what we have watched in the movie Tare Zameen Par. He had the passion for his profession and he loved what he was doing. Hence, he had the patience to reach out to the child whom he found he was struggling actually. So I have seen students in the past, I have seen teachers in the past who do transform students' life. Hence, the whole existence and the coexistence of the schools and the parents and the students, and with so many schools are coming up because there is a faith, there is a belief. And COVID has said, life cannot move on without schools. Despite the parents can support, but schools play a very vital role. So definitely year on year, it's not here we are talking about Vista or me as a person, as a teacher who's been teaching maths in the past. Everywhere, every school, there are teachers who transform children. There are teachers who build in that bond. There are teachers who ensure that the child feels more secure talking to a teacher rather than a parent.
One thing I really like about being at Vista is that I see students develop holistically with the amount of extracurriculars, the sports, and everything. And I would say this is a very good foundation for building a good culture among the students as well. But if there is one thing you would envision for the future, what is that one element you would want to add on to the culture of Vista from students' perspective?
From the students' perspective, I would say give them more freedom, maybe to design the curriculum a little so that they have their own elements into it. We are running a curriculum which has been designed by someone, ages behind, reworked by somebody else, executed by somebody else. All of us think we are thinking for the child, but there's no child existing at any point of time. Maybe if we can think from their point of view, put our legs into their shoes and think about it, or go back and think as a students, how did we feel about it? Maybe that would bring in a change because we are dealing with children who are highly talented. So for all the teachers and all the educators across, we need to pep up and raise our bars. Otherwise, we would be outdated when it compared to the children, and it is going to be quite challenging for us to deal with them.
I think the students would be really, really happy listening on to this. But for the students who are listening in, what is that one suggestion or advice or anything that you would like to tell them? that you don't usually say?
For me, I would say you guys are talented. You're exceptionally good. Humility is one thing which you have to learn. Respect to an adult is something which you have to learn. Arrogance is something which you have to bring down. Your change of attitude. Maybe the adult to whom you are talking is not as potential as you are at your age. Appreciate it. Thank God that you have got that potential. But you need not exuberate that to them and make them feel that, what do you know? I know better. There is where our generation knows to understand things, understands what humility is, what's being grounded. So I would always appreciate the younger generation. Undoubtedly, you guys are talented and creative. There is no second thought about it. But having said that, try to be a little bit more humble. Try to tone down, bring down your attitude, look at from the other's perspective. That will make you a better person and a better human being and more successful in life, rather than putting yourself getting labeled as you're so arrogant. This generation doesn't understand. So you will come out of those taglines which are generally given to you from generation of ours. I would say that you would come out of that. So you can think on those lines. That would definitely help you actually.
Thank you, ma'am. And this one, I think the parents would definitely agree on. But is there something you would want for the parents to know, especially for parents who are looking out for good schools or understanding their children better?
So for all the parents, this is the biggest suggestion I would say that there are choices. Please don't keep changing your child from one school to another school. We were very lucky. I would say I am very lucky. I've joined in kindergarten in a school. I passed out in 10th because those days we only had state board schools and they were only till 10th. And trust me, till date, the entire class and section, we are connected. We share things. We support one another. So we build in that longevity as our bond. 12 years together is a lifetime for us. Somewhere you are not being fair to your child by changing the school. Just because you have choices, don't keep moving like that. That will not make your child rooted to any school. Earlier, it was only those central government employees who were on transfer, they had these KVs and central schools because the culture was same across pan India. When they moved, there is the same environment, the same culture. But the way you keep changing and switching over schools, you may think that we have choices, we have rights, agreed on that also, but you're not doing the right thing. So please think before you think of moving just because you have a choices. Please think you are not getting your child connected to any culture, anywhere. The bondings are also not formed with anyone. The teachers also don't get to understand them. So pause and think before you switch. So that will help you a lot. Go back and think how you were raised. Are you not successful? Are you not grounded? Are you not strong? Don't you have the resilience? If you feel that the way you brought up is absolutely trash and wrong, then please go ahead and do whatever you want to. Do you feel that, yes, I've been raised well and that's the reason whatever I am today is because of the way I've been brought up? Please pause and think about it. There's nothing perfect in life. Perfection is a myth. You have to make things perfect. For that, you have to work and stretch. So don't run into the transit of great expectations. It doesn't happen. So if you're running in that transit, you're missing out on things which are way more beautiful. So think before you act. I would appreciate if you can think about it.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything that motivates you to be you, because students, parents, I have heard personally, think that you are the most energetic person around. So what is the one thing that motivates you?
My love for students. Trust me, whatever I am today, all the credit goes to the students and the children. So that keeps me moving, that keeps me going. So if not for children, maybe I wouldn't have been what I am today. So I always thank all the kids to whomever I was connected in my past, in the earlier schools and all. It is just because of you. The love what I received from you is what has, whatever you see me as a person, it's purely you. So I thank each and every child whom I was, I had to interact in the past, I'm interacting in the present. It is you who makes me strong. It's you who makes me think. It's you who makes me fit also. So definitely it goes to the children. That is the love which I've developed with the students. That helps me to think and move stronger.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for
It's a
joining.
pleasure talking to you, Ramya. Have a great day.
And that's a wrap on our very first episode of Mic'd Vista. And this conversation made it really clear that it's the students that keep us going, that define a school culture, and the real reasons that we do what we do daily. Stay tuned for our next episode and to know who's getting mic'd on next at Vista.